In 1 week, the primary process for selecting the Republican presidential nominee begins in earnest with the Iowa caucuses. Republican challengers Nikki Haley, Ron DeSantis and Vivek Ramaswamy have ramped up their campaigns across the state, but frontrunner Donald Trump will be toggling between courtrooms and events throughout the week.
All eyes are now on Iowa.
Haley, DeSantis, Ramaswamy and Trump all converged on Iowa over the weekend.
Now's the time to be active. Now's the time where you guys can make a difference.
With just 1 week remaining before the Iowa caucus, the GOP candidates are pouring millions of dollars into the first voting state, flooding the airwaves in an attempt to challenge former President Trump's considerable lead in the polls.
You know, backstage, they say to me sometimes, "Sir, don't tell them that they're going to vote for you. That sounds so demeaning." I said, I got them $28 billion for their farmers. Of course they're going to vote.
DeSantis and Haley could not avoid speaking about the frontrunner.
I think if we're relitigating the past elections, if it's about, Donald Trump or his legal issues or criminal trials or all that stuff, I think it's going to be a really nasty election. I don't think that puts Republicans in a good position to win.
He was really good at breaking things. He just wasn't good at fixing them.
Trump is looking for a decisive victory in the Hawkeye state after losing the Iowa caucus back in 2016. However, Iowans are split on who they'll support.
I think it's hardly likely that Trump will come out first.
I'll be voting for DeSantis.
I would like to see Vivek Ramaswamy be in the race as long as he can be.
Trump held a rally in Iowa on the 3rd anniversary of the January 6th Capitol attack, during which he gave his support for those jailed for their actions that day.
They ought to release the J6 hostages. They've suffered enough.
And raised eyebrows when he made this comment about the Civil War.
They could have been negotiated and they wouldn't have had that problem, but it was a hell of a time.
This week, the former president will be toggling back and forth from the campaign trail to the courtroom with a jam-packed schedule. On Tuesday, he will be in a D.C. courtroom where opening arguments will be held on his immunity claim. On Wednesday, he will be back in Iowa for a town hall event. And on Thursday, he will be in a New York City courtroom where the closing arguments in the civil fraud case against him, his sons, and the Trump Organization will begin.